Alright, time for another illustration in Clip Studio Paint. Going to be working on the latest installment of my 100 action pose prompts featuring my original character Goardie. And I'm going to be working on number 14, which will be the assignment for that is sleeping. Now, I've gotten into the habit of actually creating environments for Goardie to exist in. And I'm going to get a little ambitious with this next drawing. And one of the things I want to do is use a complementary color palette. So I've gone to this website called Peloton.com, and this is a site that offers a bunch of tools for creating complementary color palettes. Now, complementary color palettes is sort of a fundamental concept of art. If you've never heard of them before, Google it, and but this site will allow, this pretty self-explanatory, wouldn't you say? So one of the things that I found interesting was that this complementary color palette that I created with a complementary color palette creator bears a striking resemblance to the color palette that I picked, that I chose, that I came up with in a random way for this last illustration. So that gives me a sense of accomplishment, almost like maybe I have a clue. I thought that the colors were kind of weird for that illustration, and I think that they are weird because I don't think I actually am using the color palette correctly. Even though these colors are pretty complementary, I don't think I used them properly. And I don't think I'm going to use them properly for this drawing either, but nevertheless, giving it a full on 100. I'm going to give it 100%. Now, this drawing that I'm about to do took me a very long time. It's quite an ambitious little drawing. I am using reference. Basically, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be drawing Goardie sleeping in an alley, and I googled some images, and so I have a reference. I'm not trying to copy the picture that I'm looking at, that you can't see here. I have a picture on another monitor, and I'm not trying to copy that picture. I'm just using it just to kind of get my bearings around what should the layout be. Now, here I am discovering the concept of drawing through. Not that I am discovering it for the first time, but I'm kind of, you might notice here, I'm not using a perspective ruler. And I found this kind of surprising when I was, in the middle of this drawing. I realized, hey, I didn't use a perspective ruler to create this layout. Another accomplishment. But this is these are things that come with practice. They don't come out of nowhere. I've been drawing a lot lately, so things are coming together. Now, another thing I want to say before I get too far into this video is this drawing took me a long time. It's really quite ambitious, even though it's a small drawing. It's my attempt to create a detailed drawing, and really, this is a long video. This is going to be close to, if not over 30 minutes, just about 30 minutes. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep yapping constantly through the whole thing, and I'm certainly not going to be able to cover everything that is happening. Already, many things have gone by which I have not been able to. I just can't keep up. I've actually tried to narrate this like 20 times already, and I keep screwing up. There's a lot to say, and I'm just not gonna get to it. So, really, just this is just a speed painting for your viewing pleasure. Drawing and drawing and drawing. I'm drawing. I mean, look at me go. I'll say this. I'm in the sketching phase right now. I'm really just rough sketching. Now, you've heard me talk about this before if you've seen my other videos. You know, at this point, I am really just trying to get the concept of what this is going to be. And I'm going over and over and over. So I've got this really super loose sketch underneath, and I'm trying to give it some form with the pencil here. And notice, as I said, I'm not using the perspective ruler. See that square I drew on the bottom? That indicates, you know, roughly where Gourdie's going to live. All your organic subjects are going to exist within a geometric shape. Here I am drawing through again. Watch this. See, I create the neck, and that helps me figure out where this little part here is, and all this helps me get situated. You need to draw through. You need to draw it as if you can see right through it and see all the lines. Right here, I'm moving my tools around. You can completely customize your workspace, and I'm just trying to get everything rearranged because I found that I was having a hard time. Like, I didn't like the way it was laid out, so I changed everything. So, still sketching away, sketching away. This drawing took me a long time. And the really sad part is, now here, look, watch this. I'm trying to figure out, like, how to do the pants. And then it dawned on me, you know what? Triangles basically are the most basic shape that the pants would take in this scenario where he's, you know, he's sitting on the ground. So his pants would look roughly like triangles. Here are feet. I don't know how I learned to draw feet so well. But these cartoon feet are very feet-like. And so, you know, here I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. So, time to commit. Well, no, not time to commit yet. Time to do some more rearranging and try to make everything just right. Here I'm going to get rid of the first really loose sketch and replace it with this more accurate sketch. And I'm just resizing and kind of, you know, trying to get my bearings. Okay, so now this is more of a drawing phase now. And again, this is the third drawing. This is kind of my process that I seem to keep repeating. A really loose sketch, followed by an exploratory sketch, followed by a rough drawing. And that will in turn be followed up by the ink phase. Usually by the third drawing, I'm pretty much satisfied with what I've got. And also because, you know, by the third drawing, it's kind of like, you know, I either gotta commit to this, you know, or just start over. So I'm committing at this point. I'm trying to figure out, you know, just what I'm committing to, but I'm committed. rearranging the layers here, making sure I've got, again, you've got to keep your workspace tidy. So here's trash bag. I never drew a trash bag before, and I'm happy with the way these are coming out. One of the things you're going to notice when you draw often is that you get better. You get really good at learning to draw, generally speaking. When you first start trying to get your head around drawing, you get really frustrated with the idea that you don't know how to draw a thing. And when you draw a lot for a long time, and I do mean a long time, I've been drawing a lot, been trying to draw, at least once a day for over a year now. And I'm at the point now where I've learned to draw, if you know what I'm saying. I'm not copying these trash bags. And if you look at the reference, you can see I'm not copying them. And when compared to an actual trash bag, they don't really look like actual trash bags. But for the purposes of this cartoon, I don't know. I think they look like trash bags, don't you? Here I'm just doing a sort of like a crushed cardboard box, just because it's in the reference. So I said, oh well, I'll do that. It was fun. It's fun. Tried to draw a crushed cup, but I lost patience with that because it wasn't in the reference. So this bottle was a lot easier, even though it's not in the reference. A drain pipe, that's in the reference, so I just thought I'd throw it in. I really don't know how much more there is to say, although we still have, looking at the timeline here, at least another 20 minutes to go. And, I know what to say. All these lines I'm drawing, one of the reasons I'm a lot more ambitious here is because the drawing of the fire escape, got me to wrap my head around discipline. And I'm a lot more disciplined this time around than the last time. And that is why here I am in the inking phase, inking a fairly involved environment. Certainly one of the most involved environments I've ever attempted to draw, ever that I ever committed to finishing. I'm real good at thinking I'm gonna draw a whole bunch of stuff and then just go, oh my goodness, this is too much work. But I am done with that. I've got to commit. I've got to practice discipline. So look at this wheel. It took me a while to figure it. Okay, well, try again. I've sped this up. I mean, this is going really, 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 really fast. This drawing probably took me 12 hours. And I certainly didn't do it all in one shot. It took me a few days to get this all done. Anyway, obviously I'm in the inking phase, and I'm really committed now, as you can see. I'm drawing now for real. Still can't quite figure out the pants, how they'll go. So, kind of not that great. But I'm not trying to make perfection here. I gotta get this done, and move on to the next one. I gotta, there's a lot of stuff I'm trying to do that I'm just kind of rushing through. So here it is. It's done. The basics are done. So what do I do now? Now I gotta color it using this color palette. So, I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never done this before. This is the most ambitious drawing I've done in years. And that's really kind of sad, right? So here I'm kind of just trying to make the wall. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm literally screwing around until I see something that looks half decent. And then I say, oh, look, I did it. You know? That's all I'm doing. And really, as I was going to say a minute ago, the purpose is to get this drawing done and move on. I mean, this is number 14, and I'm supposed to do 100 of these. The purpose is to get to number 80 so that I establish some real methods and get some knowledge under my belt. And knowledge does not come from tutorials and from wishing and hoping and thinking. It comes from experience. Knowledge comes directly from experience. Here I'm just trying to make the walls look dirty and whatnot. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before. And I hope you don't take this as complaining. I want you to realize this is not a tutorial video. This is just, hey, look at me, I'm painting. I'm giving it my all. I'm putting the time in. And later on down the line, I hope to actually develop tutorial videos based on what I've learned drawing every day. Now, I am certainly consulting tutorials and learning all the time, but without practicing, you're not going to get anywhere. I'm not going to get anywhere. I'll speak for myself. How about that? I'm not going to get anywhere without practicing. I found that out the hard way. So here I am creating more bricks. This whole brick thing that I'm doing, I don't know if I've seen this, maybe I've seen this in Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Definitely seen it in Hanna-Barbera cartoons. I've seen this idea that you don't have to draw every brick. Create sort of the rough indication that it's a brick wall. And therefore you kind of do it like a stylized brick wall. And you don't risk, you don't have to create a realistic brick wall. Now here I kind of realized that I went overboard with the bricks, and so I'm kind of going to space them out a little bit more. Just trying different things. Okay, now what am I doing? I think I'm looking, see now I don't have, now I had this idea, oh, the dumpster should be green. And it's because I've seen green dumpsters. The dumpster in the reference was not green. But I don't know. Like I say, I don't have experience working with color palettes. I don't have experience coloring. I don't have experience painting. I don't have experience. Everything that you're watching is me trying to figure out how to do this stuff. And that's all I can tell you. I mean, and I'll tell you, I'm very proud of myself. I'm really going to town on this stuff. I'm pushing the envelope. I'm not worried about being perfect. I'm not worried about succeeding. I'm not worried about failing. I'm not worried about anything. I'm going through the motions. I'm getting drawing number 14 done. And of course, I'm doing other exercises on the side. But these, as I mentioned before, these drawings are meant to be finished. Finished drawings. And then when they are done, I'm not entirely happy with them. But it doesn't matter. I finished them. So I'm rambling on and on because you're basically just watching me try to figure out what to do. So here I realized that these bricks are way too big. Like, look at the other bricks on the far side of the wall, and then look at those other bricks were big. Now, you might say, "Oh, well, look what you're doing to the wall. You're making a mess." Well, not really, because this is supposed to be a dirty, old, beat-up brick wall in an alley. So I felt that all those little, issues that I created kind of lend to that idea. So I, I, I was kind of like, yeah, that's cool, cool. Now I don't have to worry about making it look beat up and weird. I kind of did it by accident. Um, and that's basically what this is. 80% of this is all just accidents. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You are not looking at the work of a person who has any real idea of what they're doing. Um, which is not to say that I don't believe. It's not like I think I'm not any good. It's just that I don't have experience. I have not been doing this since I was a little kid. When I was younger, I looked for every excuse in the world to just give up, just stop. I can't do it. Oh, too much work. This requires discipline. I don't have it. Now I do. I'm, I'm fed up being undisciplined. As I get further and further along here, I'm getting kind of aggravated at this point because this really is not coming out the way I envisioned it in my head. I wanted a much more atmospheric look, but that would have required me to like really consider lighting, and I'm just struggling with value. Um, from a technical standpoint, I shouldn't even be using color. I should be doing all these drawings in black and white. But um, one of the aspects of this series of drawings, this 100 pose prompts, is to have a little fun. So that's kind of my excuse of not just doing these things in grayscale values. Because, so anyway, what I was trying to say was, I'm experimenting with value here, and, the lighting and everything, oh, just forget that. I wanted to do some real atmospheric lighting, but as you can see, I've got my hands full just creating values without creating light effects and stuff like that. I don't know what those little droplets are, just goop, you know what I mean? Just supposed to look like garbage and stuff. So, in case I haven't explained this fully, everything that you're seeing here is an experiment. Nothing that I'm doing in this drawing is based on any real experience. Um, and that's the lesson I want you to take away from this. Until you've put in the hours and the time and the effort and the drawings, you can't get to the point where you know what you're doing because you don't know what you're doing. So, look at this wall. Again, I've never done that before. create more values, you know, more three-dimensionality. And look at this. I really like the way this is coming out, even though I'm not happy with it. I was getting frustrated because this is not coming out the way I envisioned it. But, you know, I'm really proud of this drawing because it's got there's some real ambition here. You see? Okay, it's time to actually start painting Goardie. And so now that I have finally got to the point where I'm painting Goardie, I'm almost done now. And I hope you enjoyed this 30-minute video. I hope you can see that even if you don't have a lot of experience, if you try, you'll get somewhere. So here we are, just about done. And as I said, this is not what I had in mind, but hell yeah. I mean, you compare this drawing to the one above it, you know. Actually, all three of these drawings are pretty damn good. I mean, this is pretty cool. I'm really happy with it. It could be a lot better, and it will, you know, it will be a lot. I will get a lot better. But boy, look at that. I'm really, really proud of that. I don't know what else to say. I guess that's it. There's another drawing for you. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Almost. You give me another year, and you're going to see some real improvement.